there, everybody. This is Mike. This is Low Def Media, and welcome to the Year in Review. This is a video that I'm very excited to put together because it's going to allow me to talk about last year and the coming year, because this is the time of year where we spend as much time looking back as we do looking forward. We get to look at those accomplishments and some of those swings and a miss from last year, and we get to apply that to next year and get motivated for the things that we want to accomplish in this year ahead. So don't want to draw this thing out, don't want to make it a super long video, but I do want to go back and kind of look at some of the highlights from my content creator perspective and some not content related things that I can use to springboard me into 2026. And I'm hoping you'll take time to do the same thing, to really look back and enjoy what you were able to accomplish and get motivated to maybe pursue the things that you didn't quite get done yet. So in 2025, got to get the trusty dusty spectacles. So firstly, when it comes to YouTube, I was able to finish with over 500 subscribers. Now that to some would seem, and it almost to them it would be a fail, but for a small content creator like me, that is really motivating. And I'm so appreciative of those 535 subscribers, the folks who have decided that this kind of content aligns with what they are looking for on YouTube. So very excited about that, very appreciative of those folks. So I finished with over 500 subs, and I also finished with over 200,000 views. Again, for a small content creator like me, that is something that I'm really proud of. That just represents eyeballs on videos. And so very excited about that. And it is certainly a springboard for next year and for doing even more. Now, personally, I have taken up a very vested interest in running. And so this year I did a lot of it. I actually ran over 100 times this past year. So with only 52 weeks in a year, that's running at least 2 times a week. And when you're 57 years old, anytime you can get out there and do that, that's a good thing, right? And so very excited about that. And some of the a number of those runs were over 5 miles, that's a first for me. Now I have run up to 5 and sometimes over 5 singularly in a year, but this is the first time I've done it multiple times in a year. So very excited about that and looking forward to duplicate, if not improve on that in the coming year. And here's one that I'm very proud of. I wrote down primary photographer, but I was the appointed photographer for a number of family events this past year. And to me, that's a big deal because those events will only happen the one time. And when you have a family member that says, hey, we want you to take pictures of this birthday party, or we want you to take pictures of this family get together, not only does that come with a lot of pressure because you're the only one taking those photos, but it does instill a lot of pride because of the trust that that person put in you to take those photos. Now, I don't get paid for it, but it's just a real sense of pride to me that they would trust me to do that. And I like seeing their faces when they see those photos. And that also translates into work. At my office, I did that a couple times where we had office get-togethers and I was the appointed photographer. So going into 2026, let's piggyback off of that. I want to do more of that. I want to do more purposeful photography. I want to take my camera out more and more often, and I want to be very purposeful with my camera. I want it, and I wrote it down, I want to have my camera, I want it to become second nature. And hopefully if you're into content creation and you like cameras, hopefully that's a goal of yours, that anytime you pick the camera up, that you're not going to be overwhelmed by the dials and the buttons and all the settings, and that you get to a comfort level to where you can pick that camera up and you can get the shot that you're trying to get without having to fiddle around with a lot of buttons. And I'll be honest, moment of honesty, because this is YouTube and this is what you do. You have to be honest. There have been a number of times where I've gone to, let's say, a family get together to do a portrait. and I want to be in the portrait, so I have to set a timer. Well, the timer is different on a lot of, Sony's different than Nikon's, different than Canon. And so just setting the timer can be challenging. And so not so challenging that it prevents you from getting it done, but it just takes a moment to find it and to remind yourself. But I want to get away from that. I want that to be second nature. I want to be able to find those easy settings, shooting modes and ISO and getting your exposure and doing all those things just very quickly so I don't miss shots and I get the ones that I want. So I want to be more purposeful with my photography this year, and I want to get a lot of photos under my belt. I also want to finish this 2026 with over 1,000 subscribers. So hey, if you're watching this video and you like videos about content creation, the gear that goes along with it, and the struggles of a small content creator while making that content, well, then this is the channel for you. And I encourage you to become a subscriber and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when these cool videos come out. Speaking of videos, how many did I do last year? I failed to mention that. 17 long form pieces of content and 110 shorts. So going to piggyback off of that. Want to do more long form pieces of content. Probably do the same number, around the same number of shorts, just because I like that time frame. It's not too long. It kind of goes in line with the average attention span these days. Folks, myself included, we now consume content at a much faster pace thanks to TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. We want everything more condensed and concise. So these long form pieces of content, they're harder to attract eyeballs. And so I want to improve on that, but I'm still going to stick to those YouTube Shorts to try and capture folks, get them used to my content so that they will then transition to the longer form pieces of content. All right, so second nature. Oh, and here's one. No new gear. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one because I do suffer from gear acquisition syndrome. I love buying gear for content creation, but what I have come to realize is that I have everything I need to make the videos that I want to make. I've got plenty of microphones. I've got plenty of cameras. I've got the tripods. I've got the lights. And so I've got everything I need. And so if I'm going to sit here and tell folks that, you don't have to invest a whole lot of money to create high quality pieces of content, well, then I got to practice what I preach. And so I'm going to stick with what I got. A lot of this stuff, I'm looking around. I know I've had this microphone for a couple years. There's a Rode microphone over here I've had for probably 4 or 5 years. Tripods I've had for a number of years. The one thing that I am doing better about now as I'm looking around, printing my photos. And I'm going to make a quick plug here. This is a printer that I got. It's the HP Sprocket. And the photos come out right there. And all it does, it's a magnetized top. So you pop this thing off right here, put your film in there, which it's empty. I've got another cassette of film coming today. I print so many photos now. And so it's rechargeable. I take this with me everywhere. And then if there's a moment where I take a photo and I want to share that picture with someone, or if I want to then put it in a book and highlight that event or that location or that moment, I can do it. I just print it off really quickly. And this HP, I looked at a lot of videos. This one prints very high quality photos compared to, let's say, a Polaroid or a Fuji Instax, the instant camera photos. Not saying those are bad. This just prints out, in my opinion, a more high quality photo, and you can peel the back off and they become stickers. And so I stick these, let's see, do I have something? Yeah. There's a picture of my wife and I when we went to Aruba. And so I can peel that off and just stick it right there. And you can make your own stickers. It's low def media there. So I just put my logo in there and I printed it. Now I made my own stickers. So yeah, that's my plug. No new gear, gonna use what I got everything I need. So that would be another encouragement to you. So get out there, use your camera, make the content. Don't be overwhelmed by all the settings. Set it in auto if you have to, but get out there and just do. And one thing that you'll hear often on this channel. My satisfaction doesn't come from being the fastest, the best, doing the most. It comes from doing, just doing. Instead of talking myself out of it, sitting on a couch, or saying, I don't know, I can't, just doing. Because if you don't do, you never get anywhere. So I find satisfaction and the joy of just doing. I would rather be out taking crappy pictures than staying inside and not taking any, or waiting for that perfect moment to take one picture. No, I'd rather be out there. So, hey, like I said, don't want to draw this thing out. This has been the Low Def Media Year in Review, and we are very excited about what's coming up next year. So I hope you stick around. Tell your friends about the channel. Wishing you and yours a Happy New Year, and look forward to more videos next year. We'll see you in the next one.